Are you wondering about going on your first cruise? Well, I got something for you. A first-time cruiser right here. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and today we got something special going on. We are doing an interview with a very first-time cruiser. This is Mark. Mark is a good friend of mine from work, and I was lucky enough to actually book him on his very first cruise, which surprised the heck out of me because I never booked a person and he trusted me, which is weird.
That's fair.
It's fair, right? He put his whole family's hands into mine. And it was kind of scary. Like the whole time when he was gone, I was like saying, I hope he's having a good time. I hope he's having a good time. But anyway, so we're going to learn if he had a good time. We're going to see if he is a cruiser or if he's not a cruiser. I don't care which way it is. I think it's good information no matter which way this works. I have a good idea of where it's going to work, but I just wanted to let everybody know that, hey, it's always good no matter what, whichever direction it goes. So here we go. So Mark, what made you go on a cruise?
Well, you know, I've had family members that really enjoy cruising, and they always spoke it up. And then obviously, you know, I started watching your videos as you were making them, and never been on one, as you said. And so I'm up for new experiences and wanted to see how it compares to other vacations. And
what kind of other vacations have you gone on before?
You know, we've done the just hanging out on a beach vacations. We've done, you know, like theme park vacations. Camping, which is not my thing.
Neither is mine, you know that.
Yeah, no, it's just something about not having a
I don't want to be a bear burrito.
Exactly. So yeah, it's basically, you know, just word of mouth from others and wanting to try it.
Cool, awesome. Was there any apprehensions that you had when you decided to do a cruise vacation? What was your biggest apprehension about it?
I mean, vacations, you know, they cost money.
Right.
And so you only get so many days off of work and you only get so much money. And so doing something you've never done before based on the word of someone else, you know, that's a little daunting.
Gotcha.
You can have some reservations about that. You know, if you have a horrible time, it's like, well, I just lost my money and my time. So
yeah, I just made a video about time being our most valuable asset. So I could understand exactly what you're saying, right? Because we don't want to waste time, we don't want to waste money. Those are our two big things that really are our scorecards in life, right? Did I waste my time? Did I waste my money? After you decided, all right, I'm going to do a cruise. I know you and I talked about different types of cruises, and we kind of settled in on one cruise with, I believe it was Princess Cruise, correct?
Yes.
And there was another cruise I know I was giving you, and I think it was a Royal Caribbean cruise. What was the reason why you chose the Princess Cruise over the Royal Caribbean Cruise? Do you remember any reason why that was?
I think it was down to price.
Pricing.
Because with the other one, we took our children with us, and we would have had to book a separate room, and so costs would have doubled. And so,
gotcha.
With the Princess one, it just worked out at a better deal for us.
Gotcha. So primarily price, which is great, which is cool too. If that's a really cool kind of concept to think about it, because Royal Caribbean is a mainstream kind of cruise line, and they're usually noted as, hey, they're going to be cheaper than Princess. But for you, in the way the configuration worked, Princess actually worked out better for you. When you decided to book the cruise, and you had everything taken care of in that sense with me, what were some of the things that you were kind of thinking about before you actually got on the cruise? What were some of the things that you thought were hurdles, difficulties, easy, not so easy? Was there anything along those lines?
Princess, in our case, they're very good at sending information, but at times it was too much information.
Right.
As a first-time cruiser, we don't understand all the jargon and all the emails that come from them, and so at times it was an overload,
right?
Which is where talking to you was very helpful, because you were able to kind of help us navigate through the clutter there and actually get the important things.
Right.
Kind of the scariest for us were the excursions.
Right.
Because you have ones through the ship, and then you have third-party ones, and then people are always, you hear nightmare stories about being left behind or something.
Peer runners.
Yes. And so, that was one that caused us quite a bit of stress, trying to get those reserved and feel confident in those.
And I could also understand too, because you also have an injury, as you can see, and sometimes when you are in a situation where you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to do an excursion," and you don't want to be left behind. But if you're doing it on your own, right, you start saying, am I going to be able to get from point A to point B fast enough? Was that some of the concerns that you had too?
So, to be honest, I went to the spa.
That's a good thing.
My family went on the excursions and they had a blast, but you know, being on crutches and not being able to move a lot at the time, my wife just booked spa days for me, so I pretty much got massages while they went out.
Well, that works.
Yeah, no, I got no complaints. It was great.
So now you have all your excursions booked. Your wife took care of all that type of stuff. You have your massages booked. You're all taken care of with that. You're ready to go on the ship. When you got to the cruise port, did everything kind of go smoothly? Did you have a really easy embarkation process, or was it kind of nerve-wracking to understand, what do I have to have ready for me? What do I got to do in order when I get there?
You know, we were nervous, just because we didn't know what to expect. You know, made use of you know, like Uber and so forth. But they took us right there. You know, we asked a couple of questions, and they pointed us in the right direction at the offices there. And immediately, once they saw me with the crutches, they actually asked if I wanted a wheelchair. And being a proud person, I said, no, I'm fine. And then there was this lady at a previous guest of the cruise, and she said, oh, you want the wheelchair. The ramps are steep, and you know, it's quite a long way. And so I actually got pressured into it by her. It was a little awkward because she kept looking at me while I was speaking to the people at the desk.
She's like, get the wheelchair, get the wheelchair. Yeah,
so I asked him, and so it was great because actually when we got the wheelchair, I got an assistant to help take us to the boat. And I mean, he took us right where we needed to go. So I guess we kind of cheated a little bit in that sense.
Hey.
They took us right to where we needed to go. You know, we handed our paperwork over, and he took us right on board.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can say this out loud, but you might want to just fake an injury. Like, we got on the boat probably within 15, 20 minutes.
So, you're on the ship. What was your first impression when you saw the ship? What was your kids' impression when they first saw the ship? What was your wife's impression when they first saw the ship?
I mean, from the outside, seeing the ship, we've never seen one before that close up. It's huge, and ours was, my understanding, was a smaller boat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was the Ruby Princess, right?
Yeah, and so my understanding is smaller, but it still is huge. And yeah, you go in, and honestly, unless you can see out the windows, you feel like you're in the lobby of a, you know, 5-star hotel.
Right.
And so once we got over that, you know, then it was, where are we?
Right. How do I get from point A to point B, right?
You know, and we weren't the only ones. I saw a lot of people kind of like eyes wide open, looking around, because at first, yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming.
It is.
And then once we're on board, I don't think we were there for very long, maybe 30, 40 minutes, when they announced that the luggage was in the rooms now and you could go. And I remember your advice you gave us saying, don't run to the rooms because everybody is. And so when we went to the buffet, we actually didn't have to wait too long.
Oh, cool. Everybody was kind of leaving that area to go to their rooms. That's a perfect time to go to the buffet because everybody just runs out the door at that point.
So I think it worked out in our favor because we got on, kind of walked around, and then got to get our food without a huge problem.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to stop right about here because if I was to continue to the very end of this video, it will be a long video. So we're going to stop it right here. We're going to have a part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hey, give it a big thumbs up. It will be really, really helpful to the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions or comments about first time cruising, leave it down below. We love comments. We always answer to comments. And finally, if you're not a member of this Cruise Seekers crew, please think about subscribing. Turn that little notification bell on. It is so appreciated. Thank you so much. Until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.